bring in Minnesota State Representative Walter Hudson now. He's a Republican and a member of the state's House Fraud Committee. Thank you so much for joining me, Representative, on this New Year's Eve. We saw Rich's report. We've seen all the other reporting that's come out over the last couple of days. I guess I'm just wondering, I mean, is this just the tip of the iceberg?
Well, that certainly seems to be indicated by comments that have happened on more than one occasion from the current U.S. Deputy Attorney, former U.S. Attorney in the District of Minnesota, Joe Thompson. He has said that, indeed, this is the tip of the iceberg. He's also said that he could keep 1,000 prosecutors busy, and he only has 5 available to work on it. He has made the statement that we will never be able to prosecute our way out of this problem, that it's a problem that's going to have to be addressed both legislatively and at the executive level through the state agencies. And so, indeed, you know, that admission that we're never going to be able to prosecute our way out of this, what that means is injustice shall stand, that there is going to be a lot of folks who get away with this simply because the depth of the fraud outpaces the capacity of prosecutors to keep up with.
This has only come into the national spotlight really in the last week or two. How long have you suspected or even known that this is going on?
Well, listen, those of us here in Minnesota, it's been a very strange time these past few weeks and months where we've been watching the rest of the world catch up to what we've been aware of for many years. These fraud investigations go back as far as 2018, perhaps even earlier, where we had the Feeding Our Future scandal, 2020, 2021, where $250 million was misappropriated to supposedly feed children during the pandemic. And there's been so many indications that these types of programs where we just hand money over to people and assume that they're going to use it for a benevolent purpose, that those have been misappropriated in order to deepen the pockets of bad actors. And indeed, U.S. Deputy Attorney Joe Thompson stated recently that he believes up to $9 billion in the past 5 years has been misappropriated in fraud.
Yeah, it's hard to even wrap your mind around that number. And when you start to think about what that money could have done for Americans, for all the problems that we have. I'm interested, the Trump administration says it's freezing federal child care funds now to Minnesota. Is there any concern about that, though? Because you've got to think there must be good daycares, and child care is so expensive. I mean, so many people struggle with it. If you just freeze the funding outright, could that also end up hurting, good people, too?
Even our folks who are the most academically inclined and experienced in analyzing policy are not entirely sure what the implications of the recently announced decision from the federal HHS is. But indeed, that is a concern, right? Is that good people are going to be caught in the crossfire of this federal action. But the fault for that lies directly at the feet of the Tim Walz administration. If they had done their due diligence and put in a good faith effort to actually address this problem years ago, I mean, the guy's been governor for 7 years. He's had ample opportunity to actually take meaningful action to ensure that this wasn't necessary. So now we've gotten to the point where the only way to prevent the house from being flooded is to turn off the faucet. And that is what the Trump administration has done.
There have been these calls, Representative, for Governor Tim Walz to resign. Is there any chance that could happen? Because I'm just kind of wondering, this has become such a national story and so many people around the country are upset. But within Minnesota, within Minneapolis, it seems like he still has a lot of support.
Inexplicably, yes, he does. He does have tremendous levels of support amongst certainly the most vocal Democrats in our state. Anecdotally, I can tell you that there are a lot of folks who are Democrats or Democrat adjacent who are sick and tired of Walz. Walz fatigue is a thing. I think we've seen multiple indications that there are some within the Democrat ecosphere that would love to see him replaced by somebody else. But here's the problem with that, is that doesn't solve the problem. This is not an exclusively Tim Walz problem. He's been at the head of all of it. But the problem is that we've got a deep systemic rot throughout the entire administration. Keep in mind that Minnesota has been in Democrat control for 20 years. We haven't won a statewide election as Republicans here in a very, very long time, since Tim Pawlenty. I mean, there's people who've been born and grown up and are full-grown adults that could drink a beer tonight on New Year's Eve who've never known a Republican governor in the state of Minnesota. And so the intransigence and the entrenched nature of the Democrat machine has fostered an arrogance which makes them believe that they can get away with anything.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.